One warm afternoon, Baby Bunny and his friends, Tano the tortoise, Kavi the squirrel, and Spike the hedgehog, set out on an adventure through the meadow, their little hearts bubbling with excitement and curiosity. Baby Bunny, who loved exploring new places, led the way, hopping over patches of wildflowers and weaving between tall blades of grass. As they wandered, Baby Bunny suddenly noticed a glimmer of sunlight peeking through a curtain of wild vines. He stopped in his tracks, his nose twitching. "Hey, everyone, look over here," he called, pushing the vines aside to reveal a hidden path. The path was narrow and winding, surrounded by tall bushes and shaded by the gentle rustle of leaves overhead. "What do you think is down there?" Spike asked, his eyes wide with excitement. "Only one way to find out," said Baby Bunny, bouncing forward with a grin. The others followed, their steps growing more eager as they ventured further along the mysterious path. The path led them to a clearing unlike anything they'd seen before. "Baby Bunny?" gasped, his eyes widening as he took in the sight. They had stumbled upon a breathtaking garden, hidden away from the rest of the meadow. Flowers of every color bloomed in radiant clusters, their petals shimmering in the soft sunlight as if dusted with stardust. Tall, proud sunflowers stood in rows, and delicate roses climbed along trellises, filling the air with a sweet fragrance. In the center of the garden was a small, crystal-clear pond surrounded by smooth, white stones arranged in a perfect circle. Butterflies flitted through the air, their colorful wings adding splashes of vibrant color to the magical scene. This is incredible," Kavi squeaked, hopping from one flower bed to another. "It's like we found a secret world." Spike nodded, his eyes gleaming with wonder. "It's like a dream. We have to keep this place a secret. Imagine having our own special garden just for us." Tano, moving slowly but steadily, looked around with a warm smile. "Yes, this can be our special place, a magical hideaway where we can come whenever we want." The friends agreed excitedly, eager to protect their beautiful discovery. And so, they decided to visit the garden every day, vowing to keep it hidden from the rest of the meadow. Over the next few afternoons, Baby Bunny and his friends spent countless joyful hours in the garden. They laughed and played, hopping across stepping stones in the pond, weaving flower crowns from the daisies, and lying in the soft grass to watch the butterflies dance overhead. The garden felt like their own little paradise, a place untouched by anyone else. But as the days passed, Baby Bunny started to notice something troubling. The flowers didn't look as bright as they once had, some of the petals were drooping, and the once green leaves had started to turn pale. When Baby Bunny touched the soil, it felt dry and cracked, as if the garden itself was losing its life. "Something's wrong with the garden," he said one afternoon, his voice filled with worry. "It doesn't look as happy as it did when we first found it." Spike frowned, looking at a wilting daisy in his paw. "Maybe it's because we've been playing here without taking care of it. We've been taking flowers and playing in the pond, but we haven't given anything back." Kavi knelt down and ran his paw over the dry soil, his face serious. "You're right. Gardens need more than just admiration. They need love and care. We can't expect it to stay beautiful on its own." Baby Bunny's heart sank as he realized the truth of Kavi's words. The garden had given them so much joy, but they had been neglectful. He remembered how magical it had been when they first found it and knew he wanted to restore it to its former glory. "What if we don't keep it a secret anymore?" he suggested, looking at his friends. "If we share it with everyone, They could help us take care of it. Together, we can bring the garden back to life. At first, Spike and Cavi looked hesitant. Part of what had made the garden feel special was that it had been theirs alone. But seeing the wilting flowers and the dry soil, they knew Baby Bunny was right. The garden needed more care than just the four of them could give. "Let's do it," Tano agreed with a wise nod. "A garden this beautiful is meant to be shared with everyone. It's a gift for the whole meadow." The friends made up their minds and quickly spread the word. The very next day, animals from all over the meadow gathered near the hidden path. Baby Bunny led them through the vines, guiding them into the clearing. When the other animals saw the garden, they gasped in amazement. Every creature felt a wave of gratitude for the gift of such a beautiful place, tucked away like a treasure in the meadow. The animals didn't waste any time. They formed small groups, each with a task to help revive the garden. The birds flew back and forth from the nearby stream, filling small acorn cups with water to pour over the thirsty soil. The bees buzzed around the flowers, helping to pollinate them and bring them back to life. Tano organized a group to gather fallen leaves, which they used to make mulch for the plants, while Cavi carefully pruned the bushes, removing dead leaves to make room for new growth. Spike and some of the younger animals spread compost they had gathered, adding nutrients to the soil to help the plants thrive. Baby Bunny worked alongside everyone, feeling a swell of happiness as he watched his friends and neighbors bring the garden back to life. He realized that the garden had become even more magical now that they were all working together to restore its beauty. It wasn't just a place to visit anymore. It had become a shared space filled with love and care. Hours passed, and as the sun began to set, the garden was transformed. The flowers stood tall and vibrant, their petals glowing in the soft, golden light of the evening. The leaves were lush and green, and the pond sparkled as the animals gathered around to admire their hard work. Spike let out a joyful cheer, and everyone joined in, clapping their paws, wings, and hooves in celebration. The garden was alive again, and it was more beautiful than ever. Baby Bunny felt a warm glow in his heart as he looked around at the smiling faces of his friends and neighbors. He realized that by sharing the garden they had made it even more special. It was no longer just a hidden secret, it was a gift for the whole community, a place where everyone could find peace, joy, and beauty. The animals decided to hold a small celebration in the garden to mark the beginning of their new responsibility as caretakers of the beautiful space. They gathered in a circle around the pond, bringing small treats to share and taking turns sharing their hopes for the garden's future. One by one, they spoke of how they would continue to care for the garden. The birds promised to bring water from the stream whenever the soil was dry. The squirrels offered to gather seeds to plant new flowers, and the bees pledged to continue pollinating the blooms. As the celebration continued, Baby Bunny sat quietly by their pond, watching his friends with a smile. He had learned an important lesson that day. Nature is a gift to cherish and share. The garden wasn't meant to be kept hidden or used without care. By sharing it with everyone, they had not only saved it but had given it a new life, a life filled with love, gratitude, and respect. The next day, the garden was once again a vibrant and bustling haven for the meadow animals. Families visited, friends gathered to play, and the animals found joy in giving back to the garden that had brought them so much happiness. They held small gatherings, taught the younger animals about the importance of conservation, and encouraged everyone to treat the garden with the respect it deserved. Baby Bunny and his friends returned often, each visit reminding them of the value of sharing and the importance of caring for the world around them. Every time he looked around, Baby Bunny felt a deep sense of pride and joy. The garden was no longer just a beautiful place. It had become a symbol of their friendship, community, and love for nature. As he watched the flowers sway in the gentle breeze, Baby Bunny whispered to himself, "The best things in life are meant to be shared." He knew he would carry the lesson of the magical garden with him forever, a reminder that true joy comes from giving, caring, and working together for something greater than oneself.